Hello and welcome to our bonus episode of the $50 treasure box and what I found inside. So, in our final installment here, I've got all of these parts right here lying on the ground. It's all the spare screws and miscellaneous things, miscellaneous parts that we couldn't easily categorize in a big way here in this set of parts that we did in the first two parts. So this third bonus part, bonus material part, I will be using my trusty tweezers here, and we're going to be separating things out of this pile here and placing them into nice, neat categories so that we can use them successfully in future Mini 4-wheel drive cars. Yes, very, very cool. And there are a bunch of hidden treasures here, my friends. Yes. So I didn't want to mention anything about anything just yet, but there are some things in here that I know a lot of you would consider to be treasures. So let's go through them little by little and see what we find. And then hopefully after we've categorized everything, then we'll bag everything up and yeah, then we're done, finally. Very, very cool. Now there's also this box of cool things right here. We might throw that into the mix too. Yeah, and maybe some other things just to see what we have. And we just want to make sure that we categorize everything because categorization is neat. And, and it'll help us kind of like organize our thought processes when we're thinking about building a new Mini 4-wheel drive car or repairing an existing one. Yes, very cool. So let's take a look at what we have. We have some sponge brakes right here. So that's pretty cool. We'll put them right there. We have, oh, I think this is this used? It is not. It is a grease tube. So we'll put that right here. Let me just start shoving some things over. And let's see. Oh, what's this? It looks like some sort of drill bit. All right, so first thing we have here, it's one of those caps that you use for pushing a pinion onto a motor. So we'll put that here. And we have here, oh, an orange counter gear for FMA chassis. So we'll put that here. We have here a cowl lock, a body lock. Yes, I think that's from MS chassis. We have here another one. It's yellow fluorescent for MS chassis. We have another one of these pinion pushers. It's red. Very cool. We have here a body lock for AR chassis. It's black. We'll put it in the body lock section. We have here, looks like a Super 2 red body lock. We'll put that here. We have various parts for, oh, body lock for FMA chassis, fluorescent green. We'll put it right here. Any other locks right here? Oh, yes, a Super 2 dark blue body lock right here. Any others? Yes, there's another Super 2, also dark blue. We'll put that here. So, oh, a black one, MS chassis, black body lock right here. We'll put that here. And anything, oh yes, now that we're looking more closely, they're all here, right? So here's a dark blue, very dark blue, what appears to be a Super 2 chassis, maybe VS. I think that's Super 2. And same with this one, this is black. And let's see, anything else? Oh, yes. Here, this one, I forget what this one was, but it's a black one, yes. And we have another black one, yes. And we have, oh, what appears to be an MA chassis body lock, yes. Another black MS chassis body lock, yes. And another AR black one, yes. Another black Super 2, yes. And I think we're coming on to the end of that's basically it for body locks. Very cool. Now we have a couple of these MS like battery like on-off switches. This one is pink, so we'll put that in this separate category here. We have another one that is blue. Yes, very cool. We have here a black one, same thing, MS. Very cool. Ooh, almost escaped from me there. Oh, we have another body lock. It's an FMA chassis and it's gray. Very cool. Okay, we have an on-off switch. Yes. Here, that's fluorescent yellow. We have another one that is this kind of like a metallic, it's almost like a metallic gray right here. And let's see. We have a black MS on-off switch right here. We have, oh, another body lock right here, and it is for and a chassis. It's white. It goes right here. So we have, let's see, any more on-off switches? No, but we do see a pinion pusher. That's black right there. Another pinion pusher. That's black right there. We have another on-off switch. That's black. MS chassis. That goes right there. Okay, I think that, oh, another Super 2 black body cowl lock right there. Very cool. So now we have these parts that go over the Pro engines, the front and the rear of the Pro engines. So here's a pink one. We'll put this right here. We have a red one. We'll put this right here. We have a black one. Put this right here. And I think that might be it for that. Oh, a black one right here. And we have another body cowl lock that's white. We'll put it right here. Okay, cool, very cool. We have here an engine remover tool in white. We'll put that in another section. Let's see, you can see it right here, right? So there we go. We have here, oh, another pinion pusher in black. We'll put that right here. We have a blue roller right here. It looks like a Super 2 chassis blue roller. Put that right here. We have, oh, here is a Pro, it's the shafts, the gear shafts for a Pro motor. So we'll put that right here. Now that we're in that area right here, we're going to also look at this. This is another gear shaft for Pro motor. This is a gear shaft for single shaft motors. And let's see, another gear shaft for single shaft motors. One of them was fluorine coated and the other is not. So pretty cool there. We have any more gear shafts? Let's see. Yes, another gear shaft for Pro motors. Put that there. Any others? No. Okay. So we also have a lot of these things that lock the metal parts in place. These battery contacts. So we're going to separate the battery contacts soon, but what I see now is another one of these things for motors. It's for double shaft motors. So we'll put that here. And oh, we have a battery lock, yes, right here for maybe VZ chassis. So we'll put that right, battery lock. New section. Okay, gear right here. It's a tan gear. We have two more of these pinion pushers right here. Let's see, what else? Oh, look at this. We have from this set right here, this is the, yeah, it's the little kit that allows you, the set that allows you to change the angles of your plates. So this is one of the items that, yeah, it's probably one of these guys right here. And so you can change your angles to 1 degree, 3 degree, or 5 degrees using this. So I'll just put this right now. Ah, and I see the other one right here next to it. So now we have a set of these. So one set is kind of rounder, one set is more like hexagonal, and the other set is more like a square. So I guess that's how you can tell the difference between 1, 3, and 5 degrees on this set right here. However, the long stem ones, I think they're a little harder to determine, but I haven't looked at them as closely as I've just looked at these right here. So yeah, we'll have to revisit that at some point. So we also have, these little, they're not spacers, but they're really like spacers for like polycarbonate shells. So this is an orange spacer. It's a bright orange, fluorescent orange maybe, spacer, and it's used for polycarbonate cowls. So we have a new section here for that. And we have another one of these orange spacers for cowls. Let's see if we have any more of those. I can't easily see, but we have a lot of these rubber pipes that allow you to put ball stabilizers onto the ends of screws. So we'll put that right here, all of these. So what else? It looks like some rubber has been cut off here, so this might be trash. I'll put this in the trash bin. And this looks like more trash right here. We have here some more, yes, some more cowl parts, right? So this is the polycarbonate cowl, like they're like stands to put your cowl on. You affix these to the cowl so that you can then have this rear part, you can have the body lock on it, and the front part is for slipping into the slot in the front of the car to mount the cowl onto the car. So let's put these in a separate category, shall we? Yes, right here. And more rubber piping for ball stabilizer application. Let's see. Oh, we've got a lot of these battery contacts, so let's separate them and put them in their own category. So here, a whole bunch of things for double shaft. They're all in various states of quality. So some look like they've been used a lot, others look like they haven't been used at all. So we're just going to place all of these battery terminal contacts in this one pile right here. And then there's even a gold-plated one. Yes, very, very cool. And after we place all of them in their own category, then we'll worry about throwing out the ones that are way too used. So yeah, very, very cool. So I think we got most of them, if not all of them. So more trash here. Let's see. Oh, here's that little doohickey thing. So these come off of the MS, there's like an MS roller, skid roller or something like that set, where it comes with these parts, and these parts can be used as kind of like to prevent a car from snagging onto the edge of a track. So very useful for that. So yeah, you basically place this on a screw and you have the flat part facing outward so that if your car does hit, the two rollers in the back of the car does hit the back of the track, and if this thing wasn't there, it would tend to snag onto the track, and so this will prevent the car from snagging onto the track, those rear rollers, that is. So yeah, very, very useful tool. We're going to put this in its own category. I think, let's see, here, you can see that here, the category up there. So I'll put it there. Here's another orange spacer, so we'll put that here. There's a mushroom cap yellow right here, so we'll put that here in its own new category. So more orange spacers right here and right here. We have an on-off switch that's fluorescent green right here. We have two blue mushroom caps right here. So anyone purchasing one of those kits that includes like all the different parts and stuff like plates and mushroom caps and mass tamper weights, yeah, you get mushroom caps in them. That's like one of the only ways you can get this, right? So you can get it through a mass tamper set, or you can also get it through that kit that includes parts for various MA chassis or VZ chassis or AR chassis, so they come with these mushroom cap things. Put that here, and here's another on-off switch. We'll put that with on-off switches. So what else? There's, part of that skid roller set that I was referring to before. So we'll put that here. And let's see, we've got some springs. So springs. We'll put some springs here like this. We've got a spring and a spring cap. There's a spring cap kind of already attached to the spring. We'll put that there. So springs and spring caps over there. We have a mushroom cap that it looks like, yes, our friend who sold me this whole set, he was trying to design an open class pivoting system, so we will put that here with the rest of the mushroom caps. So let's see, there's also these parts here for what is it, MA chassis cars, MS chassis cars also. These parts here secure the battery terminals in place, so I'm going to make a new category right here just for that. And there's other ones here too. I see that one. I see another pinion pusher. I see, that's it, maybe I see. And I see some garbage. We'll throw that out. I see some more garbage. Throw that out. I see another part for the skid roller. I'll put that there. I see a 60mm shaft. Okay, let's set up a new category right here for that. Yes. I see another shaft. I'll put that right here. I see, it's a Allen wrench. I'll put that right here. Okay, great. Let's move stuff over while we continue categorizing. Yes, I saw another treasure here. I think I saw a ball bearing somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here's a 620 ball bearing. Yes, very cool. And some of you might think that, oh yeah, that's an old ball bearing. It probably has no use. Well, you don't know yet until you clean it, right? So what you do is you soak these old parts in lighter fluid and you set that aside for like 24 hours so that all the gunk and the grime comes off of the parts, and then you shake it a little bit to agitate the lighter fluid. And then when you fish these items out of the lighter fluid, some of them are like good as new. So you might need to oil them again, right? Grease up some parts, oil some parts, in other words, lubricate some parts. And then you have parts that could be as good as new. Now, in some cases, maybe they won't work very well, but in other cases, they will. And so, yeah, it's just another thing that will work, right? So we're just trying to, like, if we can get these things to work, then we try. That's what it's all about here. And so with treasure finding, treasure hunting, it's just like, it's a crapshoot sometimes, but it's well worth it sometimes to be able to find like hidden treasures that are still useful. So very, very cool. We have here some double-sided tape. So I'll put that here. As you notice, we're making up categories as we go along. So that's cool. And yeah, what's this? It looks like some sticker stuff. I don't know. No, I think it's just wax paper for stickers. We have some garbage. We have, what's this? I don't know what this is. Garbage. What is all of this? Garbage. We have battery contact stuff. We have here a part, it looks like, yeah, part of a body dampening system. So there's some fabrication using FRP plates here. Yes, this is a classic style FRP plate right here. I think the design of this was mentioned inside one of the super speed guides. So very cool. We'll have its own category right here. We have the cap of some sort of a chair right here. We have here an FRP part, and that is probably not useful anymore. We have various drill bits for things. I don't know if I can use them, but maybe I'll put them in the tool category here. So yeah, let's just put all of these parts here in the same tool category. We have springs, yes. We have a ball bearing again, so we'll put, but this is a smaller ball bearing. It's for the pro motor gears. So the green pink one or the blue orange ones. So the green pink gears, you have to put smaller ball bearings inside them, the 520s, I believe. So yeah, they need their own. So yeah, so there might be another 520 here, but I do see another. Oh, I see these. These are the new steel palm bearings. The steel, they're not palm bearings, they're steel bearings, and they're used in place of palms. So yeah, a lot of people prefer these because these are fluorine coated on the inside, and so they're fast. They're faster than, they should be faster than palm bearings. So yeah, we'll just leave that right here. And then we also have copper versions of that. I've never been able to use the copper ones properly because they always seem a little too big. So these are usually used for spring caps, so basically to cap the ends of springs. So yeah, that's what they're good for. We also have, bearing spacers. So bearing spacers we'll just push this down and we'll put that here. And more bearing spacers, but these are the smaller ones. Bearing spacer, we have, some screws. Let's look at all the screws here and try to collect all the screws together. We have Phillips screws, we have other kinds of screws. Oh, here's another gear shaft, single motor, single shaft motor that is. Let's collect all of these screws and put them all here. There's a lot of them. Let's get all these staples out of the way because my intent is to basically, this is a special Mad Tang, like, it's a processed counter. It's like, okay, so it's a cap screw, but it's specially processed to have a flat head so that you can put it into countersunk holes. These are very expensive. If you were to purchase these from Mad Tang, they would be very expensive. So here, special, that's a special item right there. That's pretty cool. And here's a regular cap screw. So the cap screw here and the cap screw here, notice this one is the original cap screw. That's kind of bulky, blocky, and this one's got a tapered head. So you can put this into countersunk holes. Very useful. So yeah, very, very cool. Countersunk screw. and a regular screw that has something on it. Yeah, it's got something kind of loaded right on it. I don't know how you get that off. Garbage. And a regular screw, regular screw, regular screw, countersunk screw, regular screw, countersunk screw, regular screw, regular screw, single shaft gear, single shaft gear shaft. Let's see. Oh, steel bearing. Anything else bearing looking? Nope. Oh, another 520 bearing. There we go. We have a full set now. Cool. Or a pair, that is. Another screw. Another screw. Another screw. A countersunk screw. Another screw. Another countersunk screw. Another countersunk screw. I see the little ones too. That's pretty cool. I like the little countersunk screws. Regular screw. Regular screw. Regular screw. Aha, another single shaft gear shaft. Regular screw. 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 Two non-Tamiya screws that are like from something else. Another one of those things from the roller skid pad sets. Cool. Ooh, there we go. This is one of those hex-shaped like column supports, so that you can make like longer like posts for your rollers. Very useful. That is if you really like those long posts. Useful, I think, mostly for, here's another one of those skid roller doohickeys. Here's another screw from non-Tamiya. So these hexagonal posts are very useful for MA chassis cars. Because with MA chassis cars, you get that weird chassis, and you have to kind of like build around it, right, if you're doing tune class. So you have to basically utilize the front and the rear, and it's hard to get around that stupid thing that's sticking out of the back of MA chassis. So yeah, that's why when I built my car Tarantula, I just decided to shave off all of that and just put my own fabricated carbon plates in place of that. Yeah, very cool. All right, another battery contact part, another screw, another screw, another screw, another screw. These are all little screws here, which are very useful. I like little screws. I've been running out of them, and it's good that I'm going to replenish my supply of little screws. A little screw, more little screws. This is a countersunk screw, a little screw. So some of those little screws that attach like the motor gear cover or the side plate, the plastic side plate thing on Super 2 chassis, those screws have like small heads on them, whereas they have like equally short screws that have bigger heads on them. So if you can swap out the little head one with the big head one, that's the way to go, I think. I think the big head screws are more durable than the smaller ones. But you're really not supposed to do that. so yeah. Okay, what else? A little screw? Yep. Any more screws? A little screw. Seek and you shall find. Yes. And we also have aluminum spacers here too. So there's some number of aluminum spacers. So, okay, so this technically is a spacer. So we're going to, this hexagonal post, so we're going to leave it there for the moment. And we're going to pluck out all of the aluminum spacers and place them in that category there. So let's see if we can find them all. Here's an aluminum spacer, a very tiny aluminum spacer, very useful because I've been running out of those. Yeah, so this collection of parts so far has been very useful so far in my replenishing of my car, or refreshing of my cars. Like, I'm always trying to figure out ways of improving my cars, and it's nice to be able to have like a good bunch of parts available to choose from so that I could make my cars better. So yeah, I think that maybe just a few of the rare parts, that alone is worth the $50 that I paid for all of this so far. So that's pretty cool. And I spoke to the gentleman who sold me all of this, and he said that he might have another box of stuff somewhere. So he's packing up and he's moving, and he might have more stuff. So I might get that box of stuff if he finds more stuff. So yeah, tune in for details on that. There might be a part 4 and beyond. So we're going to see. That's going to be very exciting if he does in fact have more parts. So another aluminum spacer. Another aluminum spacer. Garbage. Garbage. Staple. Staple. Plastic part. Staple. Okay, any more? More staples. Staple. All right, more staples. 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 Ooh, here is a clear Super 2 chassis body lock. Very cool. Okay. Garbage. Staple. Okay, any more spacers or screws? There's a screw. And, oh, here's, so now I have a pair of these hexagonal posts right here. Very, very cool. You can't just have one. And there are these rubber pipes too, so we're going to separate these. Rubber pipes, we'll put them in with the other rubber pipes right there. That's a good place to put them. Here's another cap screw, and now we have a pair of cap screws right there. Very cool. Another drill bit, another rubber pipe. I will just discard the tiny rubber pipes because I don't think I need the small tiny rubber pipes, to be quite honest. So, let's see. And I don't think I really want to keep too many of these palms that require the little copper insides too. But there's a lot of washers here, so we're going to separate all of those out soon. And again, a lot of bearing spacers, so I still have to separate the bearing spacers. So let's do bearing spacers. Here's one. Bearing spacer here. Bearing spacer. Oh, aluminum spacer. Bearing spacers. Here we go. Sometimes when you're looking for something, you don't find it, but when you're not looking for something, you easily find it. Here's a yellow fluorescent spacer, and that goes with this set right here. Yes. Okay, any more bearing spacer right here? Bearing spacer right here. Genuine Tamiya bearing spacers. You can kind of tell the real ones versus the fake ones for bearing spacers. The fake ones are going to be a little more like raised, like the nipple on them is a little more pronounced. So those are the fake ones generally. The ones that are like less pronounced are the real ones. Okay, so any more? No. No. There's a staple. And I think that might be it. Of course, some scrap garbage. There we go. Scrap garbage. Yeah, lots of scrap garbage. Sponge garbage. What's this? This is an on-off switch for NS chassis. Ooh, I will save regular palm bearings though, just not. And it looks like he just kind of like cut them out like in a coarse way. He didn't like really go in depth into cleaning up the burrs. So I think he just was interested in separating them and not actually using them just yet. Here's another bearing spacer. But that's just conjecture on my part. I don't know. Okay, a lot of these little rubber pipes that I will throw out. Rubber pipes, plastic scrap. Some people save plastic scrap for various things. It could be useful for various things. like the philosophy of never throwing out anything is a good one, because you never know what you could do with a scrap part. Here's a yellow fluorescent spacer. Very nice. Now I have a pair of them. Scrap sponge, scrap plastic, and here's all those. Wait, is this magnetic? No. So here are the 8 magnets, the neodymium magnets. Oh, I knew the word the other day, and now I don't remember it. But anyway, these are these little tiny strong magnets, and I believe he pulled them out of motors. So I'm going to put them in their own special category. I should put them in with the tools, right? But I'll put them in right here, because that's like, it deserves its own weird category. Okay, so scrap, scrap sponge, scrap paper, scrap plastic, all scrap. Ooh, a black plastic spacer. I think this is, it's a black plastic spacer. Is it special? Let's see. It is. So that does look like a spacer. And there's a tiny spacer. Cool. And we have, yes, more spacers. We have rubber pipe. Actually, this is long enough to be usable. Gee, did I throw out some spacers? Let's see. Yeah, make sure you don't throw out spacers, guys, because these little rubber pipes, the scraps, might actually be spacers. Okay, what else? Rubber pipe. Here. Plastic scrap, plastic scrap, plastic scrap, more plastic scrap, battery contact holder, yes, a staple, on-off switch, plastic scrap, plastic scrap, scrap, yes. Okay, what else? We have pinions, various pinions. Now, some of you know about, or maybe some of you don't know yet, but I actually repaired one of my very expensive cars that I purchased from Madtang using a little bit of know-how about pinions and my experience with them. So that video is going to be coming up, if it's not already out, on May 31. And it's about how I repaired a very special open class car that I purchased from him. Yeah, the motor was like way hot, and I guess it just blew out one of the pinions. So you'll see me repairing his car that I bought from him. So yeah, very cool video. You'll see it soon. Okay, so I'm going to separate all the pinions here, because it's always good to have extra pinions. I have black pinions as well. Yes, a fair number of black pinions. Ah, more black pinions. Cool. Okay, so I've got more plastic scrap here. Rubber pipe scrap. Stupid palm thing. Yes, rubber pipe, scrap, scrap. What is this? Is this a set of purple? Was there a purple? Yeah, I think it is. This might be a purple, not aluminum, but purple spacer set. This might be a spacer for a purple, one of these things, but purple. So very cool. But I don't see any evidence of other purple spacers, so I don't know. I don't know if it's a true set or not. So yeah, what's this? Weird. What's it say on here? M2 something. So what is it? Oh, it looks to be a drill of some sort, maybe. A drill bit. Tools. Okay. And then we have these things for aluminum wheels right here. And have they been used up a lot? Don't know. There's 4 of them. And they look like they've been used. Well, wait. 2 of them look used. The other 2 look, okay. 2 of them are clearly like dark on the outside, on the ends. And the other 2 look like they've never been pierced before. So I'm going to keep the 2 that look like they've not been used. I'll dump the used ones. So there you go. We have also these plastic parts. They look like they could potentially be useful. So I'll put them in this weird spacer section here. We also have these metal pinions. So I think these might be like pinions for wild minis. I'm not sure. These are metal pinions. They look like they're the same size. I mean, I've seen white pinions before for my Super TZX chassis cars. there is a picture that I posted not long ago about how my white pinion on my Super TZX chassis, how it split and how you have like a loss of RPM that way because the shaft of the motor is basically spinning around inside and it's not moving the pinion at all. So you have to replace the pinion every now and again after, especially after it cracks like that. So yeah, that's basically the gist of the Mad Tang repair video that I was just mentioning before. So here is, yes, another metal pinion. Very cool. Oh, here's some more screws. I unearthed some more screws. So more Phillips head screws. Phillips heads are the ones that have the plus on the top that you need a Phillips head screwdriver for. So yeah, very cool. More of these Phillips head tiny screws that are very useful. Yes. And what is this, rubber pipe? Yes. We have roller screws also. Oh, rubber pipe. We have roller screws also. So we'll put the roller screws in their own special section. So we'll have the section right here, and we'll just grab all of the roller screws that I see in this collection right here. Here's another regular screw, I think. Yes. I see a purple lock nut unused. Very cool. I'll place this in its own section here. Another purple lock nut unused, and you can tell they're unused because they have a white core on the inside. They look like they've not been dirtied up by any sort of grease or anything like that. So the white core Tamiya lock nuts are the genuine article. So very cool. A pair of Tamiya lock nuts. And I have a whole bunch of them right there too that I separated from all of this stuff in parts 1 and 2. Very cool. So we have more of these roller screws. So we'll just put that there. Another roller screw, another roller screw, another roller screw, another roller screw, yet another roller screw, yet another roller screw, a bearing spacer. Let's see, any other bearing spacers here? Yes, another bearing spacer. Because where there's one, there's always two. And another roller spacer, another roller spacer, yet another roller spacer. Very cool. An aluminum spacer. Yes, there you go, my friend. And let's see, anything else here? What's this? This is a plastic part that is not a spacer, but it is a, yes, this is a palm bearing for the double shaft motor gears. So yeah, that might be useful. So we'll put that, oh, there's nothing for that here. We'll put that right here. We have more carbon scrap parts, sponge scrap, a small piece of wire, a staple. Let's see, anything else here that we can put into an existing category? Yes, bearing spacer. These bearing spacers will definitely need to be cleaned, a lot of them. Okay, let's see, anything else? A staple. Okay, what's this? Yep, another one of, now we have a pair of the palm bearings for the double shaft gears. Very cool. Scrap, scrap, more scrap. Okay, very cool. Oh, a screw. All right, we have a bunch of washers here, a lot of washers. So let's just, oh, more scrap, an on-off switch. That's white. Oh. What is this? Another on-off switch, and I think this is maybe AR. Oh, another part for polycarbonate chassis cowls. Here is a red swing arm for a tail damper. Oh, that deserves its own category, I think. Put that right here. If you're wondering what this part is, full disclosure, this is the plastic protection cap that fits at the end of the tweezers right here to prevent, well, not to prevent them from doing anything. Yeah, prevent them from poking you, and also to protect the points because you want to try to preserve the points on your tweezers as much as possible because you've got the gripping power right at the end right there. These are sticker tweezers basically that I'm using to pick up all these parts. So, what else? We have a bunch of little parts here. We've got some washers. We've got some hex hex nuts, and we've got some, what is it, the little spring washers. We have those. We have other scrap parts. Let's see, what else? Yeah. Okay, so let's start separating. Oh, this is another aluminum spacer. Yes. Where are the there it is. Aluminum spacers and palms. Let's put the palms here. Okay. Here we go, guys. We're in the home stretch, I think. We're going to separate all of these spring washers and regular washers, and the easiest way to do this is to pick them up with a magnetic object. So we're going to use our handy-dandy Tamiya screwdriver for that purpose. And here it is. So let's pick up some of these parts and we'll create our own category for the spring washers. I already see another aluminum spacer. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, so here we go. Let's start separating parts. So let's pick up some things. We have here a bunch of washers. These are the larger washers. We'll have them right here. Yes, washers. Yes. Just dunking all of these into lighter fluid, letting them soak for a bit. They'll be good as new. Very cool. Aha, another aluminum spacer. Okay. These are easy to pick up in like 3 to 5 at a time. So that's what's useful about this magnetic screwdriver. Very cool. It's a very light magnet, right? So it's not meant to be like strong and pick up everything. So I think, what was this? This was a regular lock nut. Yeah, regular lock nuts can be here. Okay. Another, yes. Spacers. Spacers. I see a steel bearing right here. Yes. I think we have a set of 4 now. Yes. We have 4 steel bearings right here. Very cool. A set of 4. Okay, cool. You got to be careful that you don't pick up anything but the desired object. So I have 2 large washers right here. Yes. Another 2 large washers right here. 2 more. I did have 2 more. Got 1 more there. Okay. Where's the other one? Here's another one. Oh, here's another. So bearing spacers are not magnetic. So there you go. And here's another bearing spacer. Okay, cool. So now that we've picked up all of the large washers, let's pick up the spring washers. There's a whole bunch of them. So spring washers. So they're the ones that, spring washers, they've got a little break in them, and one part is like a little bit higher than the other. And it's kind of like if you try to stack a lock nut on top of the spring washer, you squash the spring, and there's always tension with the spring washer against what's above it. So you can use, instead of a regular lock nut, like a steel lock nut or one of these aluminum lock nuts, you can use a regular lock nut and a spring washer underneath it, and that's supposed to act in the same way as a steel lock nut or an aluminum lock nut. Not always, but for the most part, yes. So you do need a smaller hex wrench to be able to turn and tighten the smaller lock nuts, because they are smaller than aluminum or steel lock nuts. Okay, so these things are also magnetic, these regular lock nuts here. Let's put the lock nuts in their own little category here. Yes, all the lock nuts in their own category. All the spring washers in their own category. Oh, I got a lock nut in here. I got a spring washer here, spring washers here, spring washers here. Oop, I think besides the spring washer, there was also a small washer. Let's see, is that a small washer? No, that's a spring washer, I think. So here's a regular small washer right here. Here is an aluminum spacer. So yeah, aluminum spacers are also not magnetic, so you can kind of tell which is which with that. Here is a spring washer. Here is a lock nut, lock nut, lock nut. What's this? Oh, aluminum spacer. Cool. Lock nut. A pair of lock nuts. A lock nut. This is a black plastic spacer. Yes. I think I have 4 of them now. Cool. So lock nut, lock nut. We have here small washers. Pair of lock nuts. We have, looks to me like it's a bent small washer, so we can dump that. Lock nut, 2 more lock nuts. Well, roller screw. Roller screws, there we go. And, oh, spring washer. Okay. Lock nut. A tiny washer. Okay, I think we're done. Roller screw. Funny how all these things suddenly pop up. Ooh, aluminum spacer. Spring washers. Okay, cool. And one more. It's another aluminum spacer. Okay, very cool so far. We're in the home stretch. Now we've got these 2 ball joint screws, and they are for this little guy right here, the swing arm, the red spring arm, or yeah, swing arm that is. The red swing arm is for the tail dampening system. So we only have 1 of these. I don't know where the other one went. In fact, here is the swing arm right here with the 2 ball joint ends. So that's what this piece is. So maybe we have it here somewhere. I don't know. It could be in here somewhere. So we have a whole bunch of these hex screws, and I'm not sure if they really are Tamiya or not. There are so many of them that I'm willing to bet that they could be, and we'll just leave them here just in case they are. Yeah, because I'm not sure. I don't want to throw out something by making assumptions. Right, so here's another lock nut. Never good to make assumptions. So this here, what is this for? They are for, I think they're for roller, I think they might be for rollers. So I'll just put them all here. They're all copper pieces. And yes, yes. And here are more of those parts. I'll just dump them here. Yes, just scrap parts. This is a rubber piece. Here's another orange spacer. Here's another spring washer. Here is what appears to be a stabilizer pole. Stabilizer poles. We don't have a category for that. I'll put it here with the tail damping stuff. That's the miscellaneous category. We have here, I don't know what that is, thread of some sort. At least I hope. And scrap crap. And yeah, what's this? Rubber scrap. A lock nut. 2 O-rings. Baby O-rings, which I'll just put in its own pile here. What's this? This looks almost like, it looks almost like a spacer. It looks very much like a spacer, but I can't identify it. It is so much like a spacer that it's not. And I don't know what it is. It's copper colored. Scrap. Okay, O-ring, another one of these guys here. And this here is just dust and junk right here. All of this stuff. I think we're done. Oh, there's 1 more piece. 2 more pieces. There's a lock nut, and there is an aluminum spacer. So that's it. That's it. We've categorized everything right here. So, oh, there's 2 more things. Bearing spacer and a lock nut. Now we've categorized everything that was on the floor here. So, I'm going to vacuum this up on here. And there's a bunch of stuff in here. Should we look to see what's inside here? There's a bunch of stuff. So here, we'll open it up and take a look inside. Oh, we got a motor support. It's a motor support, not a motor support, I'm sorry, it's a motor cooling shield. Very nice for SFM chassis. We have a pink gear. I'm sorry, we have here a green gear, a pink gear for MS Chassis Pros. We have purple stabilizers, purple stabilizer, purple stabilizer, red gear. We have red stabilizer, red stabilizer. This is a white roller, purple stabilizer. We have a totally like messed up looking, roller. It looks like it's almost made of pewter. Yeah, I don't know about the spin value of that. We're gonna have to test it out. We have some 910 rollers here. A pair of 910 rollers. We have a whole bunch of propeller shafts. Right here, lots of propeller shafts. All different kinds of propeller shafts. An Allen wrench. A single gear shaft for stabilizer poles. Another stabilizer pole. Oh, a 520 bearing, metal. Another 520 bearing. We have here body cowl lock. Let's just start putting these things together, right? It's like, duh. All of these go here. Stabilizer poles. Propeller shafts. Let's put that here. Propeller shaft. Gear shaft with an aluminum stopper on the end. No, wait, it's a wheel shaft, sorry, with an aluminum stopper at the end. More wheel shafts. An Allen wrench. More wheel shafts, another wheel shaft with an aluminum stopper. Stabilizer pole. Two more wheel shafts. Let's see, rollers go here, right? Yes, all the rollers go here. Palm bearings. They go somewhere. Where are you, palm bearings? Well, there's a palm bearing section here. I just made my own little plastic palm bearing section here. There's these rollers here. This is a white, they're white rollers. So yeah, I think they're found in like MS chassis sets. So put that here. There's another one right here. There's a pair of them. There is a pair of old, very old looking battery contact terminals. Maybe this is the bunch of parts that don't work anymore. I don't know, but I'm not going to guess about that. Here's another wrench right here. Here is a roller screw. Okay, cool. Springs. Okay. Stabilizers. So there's mushroom cap stabilizers. So we put these here. The stabilizer section. Another Allen wrench tool. Put the bearings here. Bearing spacer. Bigger bearings. A pair of them. Motor cooling shield we'll put here. I'll put it here just in case we step on it. Aluminum rollers there. What is this? Oh, he took this out of a single shaft motor. Oh, this is what is it? A Collings grip for I think it's a Collings grip, right? It's something that grips these tips right here for your Dremel. On-off switch. Roller. Okay, so here, and here's an O-ring for it. This is a pair of rubber O-ring, and I just put the other one on right there. They're the plastic rollers that appear sometimes in VS chassis cars. Another black roller. A smaller black stabilizer. So these are the small black versions of the purple and the red ones there. We have here various, these are those, the ones that have the copper core. I don't like those necessarily. Okay, spring. We have a spacer, I think. Yes, aluminum spacer. We have a green. So this goes with the green set right here. So green spacer. Okay, we have more of these, the copper parts. What is this? Okay, so rollers, there's a roller screw. Ah, okay. This is a tube, a copper tube that you can use to reinforce your transmission. So very cool. I'll put it alongside here maybe. Oh, another spring washer right here. Okay, good. And let's use our trusty, yes, magnet here. These are large washers. Here's another aluminum spacer. There's a couple more screws. Cool. And what's this? Scrap part. Scrap part. Let's try to, I wonder if we can revive this roller here. So I'm going to just put this here. This looks like he, no? I thought that maybe he cut a motor shaft, but it's not. It's just, to me, it's scrap. Okay. Just scrap stuff in that box. All right, cool. Yeah, I might throw the box away. So, and I don't think I'll use this part here, which he was turning into some open class thing. So the other part, I'll just put it right there because it's probably in there somewhere. So yeah, we just unearthed everything that's on the floor and in this box, and that's pretty cool. And there's this other cup right here that includes a whole bunch of screws and stuff and ball stabilizers. And I don't know, I feel like, let me just get rid of this plastic scrap right here. It looks like there's a hex post. Why not, right? Here we go. That's the bonus right there. Okay, ball stabilizers. Different colored ball stabilizers. We've got purple ball stabilizers, beautiful. We have pink ones, and we have dark gray ones. We have red ones, a pair of these. We have more gray, yep. Yes. There we go, dark gray. Now we have a pair of the dark gray. So what else do we have? More of this plastic scrap. It's like he was drilling something, I think. Okay. Yes. We have here 520 bearing. Yes, for the center of these gears. We have a red palm bearing. Yes. All right. We have black 520. We have a palm. This looks like it's been used up in the center. Yeah. We'll just throw out the ones that look like they're really used up. So yeah, there you go. We have a blue 520. We have a black 520. We have a used up looking palm bearing. We have a white 520. A white palm bearing. A used up looking black palm bearing. Another used up black palm bearing. Another used up black palm bearing. 520. A palm bearing, plastic palm bearing. A used up white palm bearing. Another used up white palm bearing. Okay, so here is a gear shaft for double shaft motors. We have another one of those, another gear shaft for double shaft motors. We have a bunch of these screws right here. Yes, long screws. Phillips head screws. Let's put them in their own the screw category here. We have some scrap too. Nope, that's not scrap. These are 2 washers. More screws. Screws and screws and screws. Yes, lots of screws. Yes. Lots of long screws. Oop, a used up screw. Long screws. More screws. Short screws, short Phillips head screws. Plastic scrap. Roller screw. Long screw. Really long screw. Long screw. Long screw, long screw. These are different color. There are different colored screws. So some are more copper colored and others are more silver colored. So that's interesting. So I wonder if at some point in time, Tamiya decided to use one over the other. That's very cool. There's got to be someone with that kind of history knowledge. Can someone point out in the comment section below whether that's true or not, whether Tamiya switched over from using one style of one colored screw versus another, right? So, because these are like 2 very different shades of screw. This is a 520. Looks used. So in general, for plastic palms, I tend to not use palm bearings from outside sources, like only sources that I trust. Like if I get them new from a kit, I trust that. But if these are like used parts, then some of them may have been used and just dumped into this little bin right here as like junk parts. So they're in these bins for a reason. So yeah, some of them might just need to be cleaned. Others might be worn down to the point where you just can't use them anymore. So you just have to inspect everything and just make sure that what you're going to use in the future is something that is going to be beneficial to you. So not everything that you find in a treasure box is necessarily going to be beneficial. But, like I said, you can find a lot of hidden treasures in these boxes. So that's what I found so far. I've found a lot of useful items that I basically used in my builds, and I described like the semi-pneumatic tires in one video. These right here. So this is a rare find right here. This item number 15239, semi-pneumatic tires. They're like very squishy. You see one right here. Yeah, very squishy. And it provides like a basic form of suspension so that over a jump, when these wheels land, then there's like a shock absorption. And that's pretty cool. That was their version, like the non-MS version of shock absorption, of a suspension in non-MS suspension cars. So yeah, very, very cool. It's cool that people were innovating back then, that Tamiya was innovating. And yeah, so I don't know who invented the suspension system, but whoever it is a genius. And yeah, we have a lot to thank for people like that who invented the MS suspension. But yeah, if any of you know who invented the MS suspension, please comment down below. I would be very curious myself to know. So, double shaft motor, gear shaft, screw, a screw. Separate this out more. Okay, so now we're in the home stretch, right? Got a lot of scrap plastic here. And there's a lot of stuff, some alien parts here too. I'm just going to dump that. That's a total alien part. Okay, so here we go. Spring washer. Pair of spring washers. Bearing spacer. Big washers. Big washer. Oh, a bearing for an older VS chassis. roller screw, scrap, screw, a screw, a screw, a roller screw, 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 another screw, two more screws, more screws, another screw, more screws. Let me move. There's a washer that got stuck in a screw. There we go. Surprisingly, none of these screws are bent, so that leads me to believe that these are still usable parts. Okay. More screws. A lot of little screws here. Yes, fishing out all the screws. Imagine having to pay separately for all this stuff. It's a lot of money. Aluminum spacer. A screw. Okay. I think we're in the home stretch of like removing all the screws from this. Oh, we have a steel lock nut. Cool. Steel lock nut. That means there might be another steel lock nut in here. I don't see one. There's another screw. Okay. Here we go. Washers, large washers. More large washers. So I'm going to try to get all the washers out here. Large washers. Okay. We're getting there. We are getting there. Let's do some lock nuts also. Some hex lock nuts. Got a staple on us. Staple. Okay, hex lock nuts. Okay, let's gather them up here. Good. What's this? It is a small washer. I also was running out of washers too, so it's good to have all this stuff here. A scrap part. Large washers. What's this? Another scrap part. More scrap parts. Scrap plastic and stuff. Okay, cool. Junk. All right, come on, lock nuts. another one of these parts that looks to me like a spacer, but it's made of copper. Garbage. When in doubt, throw out, but don't always do that. 520 bearing. Lock nuts. Okay. I think I got all the lock nuts. Like, I think I really got all the lock nuts. That's great. Okay. I think that's it. All right. Aluminum spacer. Cool. All right. Here we go. Large washers, please. Large washers. A small washer. Okay. Now I think I got all of the large washers. So now we go for the spring washers. Oh, we have a little washer. Okay. Little washers can be next. Here we go. We have a lot of these little washers. They cling on to the screwdriver very easily. Here's a bent small washer, so we'll throw that out. Some of you might, ooh, I mixed up regular small washers with, okay, I wasn't thinking. Oh well, there's a couple of them in there. Okay, so some of you might be thinking that even small washers that are bent are still usable in some way. That's true. These little washers are like pests. They just don't want to come off. They don't want to come off the screwdriver very easily. Bent. Bent. Okay. We are now done. We're totally done. Yes. Yes. All the spare parts, totally done. Yes. So yeah, that's it. We've separated everything. We're completely done with all the stuff that was in those two boxes. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, everybody. So yeah, just slam the like button if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. You'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you. Bye.